Our 2023 elk hunting season. That's him.
Bushnell presents Prairie Pursuit, brought to you by Bushnell, built for the pursuit. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. JB Sausage Supply, your one-stop shop. Nordic Lodge, where friends become family. North Pro Sports, performance archery and arms. And these fine sponsors.
Well, I'm shooting at 400 yards right now with the Hornady Super Performance SST 180 grain shells. Grouping at 300 was really good, so I'm reaching out to 400. I got an elk season coming up here, so got to practice up and hopefully we can get one on the ground. We're gonna go check some game trail cameras here that we got set up and just see if we got any elk movement on them. Just in the last week here, we had some small bulls on them, so see if anything bigger has cruised through. Set this camera up on a bit of a cut line here, and there's a game trail that goes right down it. We had one small bull on it, 5x5, so we'll see if anything else come cruising through here.
Elk came and pushed the camera right sideways, so it hasn't been taking pictures for the last week, but I got pictures of him pushing the camera over.
It's September 15th, opening day elk here. We finally pulled the golden elk tag after 14 years of waiting, and we're pretty pumped. We've been up here spotting a little bit. We got some written permission. Found a herd that got a pretty decent herd bull with them. A few satellite bulls. We got a good morning here. It's about 2 degrees. There's a little bit of a breeze, but not too much. It's supposed to pick up later this afternoon. It's out of the southwest this morning, so we got to come in a little different way than planned, but we're going to go in and post up, have a little better look at this bull and see if he's a shooter. If they do what we think they're going to do, they're going to come up this field and filter right in the pasture, and hopefully they come within range. Just got to wait for them to come to us. Hopefully he comes within range here. They're moving up from the fields that they were feeding in, and they're getting closer and closer. So we've heard the herd bull bugle a few times now. He's getting closer. He was further away, but now he's starting to come back, so hopefully he keeps coming this way.
There was a couple bulls that came out and they walked right in front of us, probably 50 yards. There was a couple bulls that came out and they walked right in front of us, probably 50 yards. And there was some cattle actually in the same field that we were allowed to hunt, and the cattle spooked these elk, and these elk came running right at us, and we actually thought they were going to come run us right over. They were literally probably 5 yards from the bush right in front of us, and you'll see in some of the footage that you can just see the horns go flash right by, and these elk take off. So that was pretty neat, almost getting ran over, I guess, but it was pretty cool to see.
That was a crazy encounter. They came running right at us, and they came to about probably 10 yards, 5-10 yards here, right in front of us. Day one. Yeah, good day one. Well, we came to the north end of this pasture, and we're kind of just spotting for tomorrow when we want to listen, see if we can hear any bugles up in here. We got a really good vantage point here. We can see this whole big valley and huge rolling hills. But we're just mainly trying to listen for bugles right now.
This zone we know has some pretty big bulls in it, so we were being fairly picky, and we were trying to you know, do our homework and find the right one that we wanted. Shane Gradesky and I, we both pulled a tag. It was in a new zone we didn't know, so we had to talk to a bunch of farmers and get some permission and go up and do some scouting and learn the area and learn their patterns.
Well, we came to the north end of this pasture here, and we let some bugles rip, and just to see if we can't get some answers, but we didn't have anything respond tonight. It's early though, like Shane said, it's September 15th, so you know, maybe by the 19th they might kick on a little harder and hear them screaming at us a little bit more, but we're not going to give up on this spot yet. Having fun yet?
Yeah.
There was 13 cows and 13 bulls yesterday, so we're gonna hunt that same herd and see what comes out. Maybe we can get some good footage and get some screaming at us and get them to put on a show.
That's what Cal called, and he came on a string line to about 200 yards. But wind of him, and he caught our wind a bit. He stood there broadside for a few minutes. I could have whacked him. He just was a little small yet. Hopefully I don't regret that. Well, we just had a pretty sweet encounter. We had what we thought was the herd bull, but now we're second guessing ourselves. He's got a broken main beam. Could have got ran off, absolutely. He got beat up and broke his main beam off, and now there's a new sheriff in town.
The camera guy had to leave, so I was self-filming. You got to play the wind with elk, and if they wind you, they could be gone for miles. I figured I had to get the calf call going to try and draw these cows because I couldn't draw the bull away from these cows. I figured if I could hit them with the calf call, these cows would start coming and would bring the bulls in, and it actually had worked quite well.
Look at that, man.
I knew that wasn't the herd bull, and there was one screaming deeper in the bush. And I figured that was one of the herd bulls, and sure enough, here there must have been 7 or 8 cows that I could see through the trees, and they were coming right at me. I think I ranged them about 240 yards is where they got to. The cows came out, and I just seen this bull coming through the bush. And he came and he stopped, and I wish I could have zoomed in a little bit better. It was, like I said, I was self-filming. He stopped just before, gave me a few seconds, and he was just about to walk in the bush, and I released the shot at him.
Holy smokes. What just happened? Seen him just poke out, and I drilled him and dropped him just up ahead there. I tell you, self-filming is not easy. He was moving quick, so I had to take the shot, so I don't know if the camera got on him or not, but he's just up there. I am still shaking. I just dropped what looks to be a pretty good bull, but I just want to give him a bit. I just shot my bull elk here, and he's, I seen him go down pretty hard. He folded, and I just left him a good, close to an hour here, 45 minutes anyway, and we're gonna go up and see what we got. He looked pretty good. He was the herd bull. Let's see his horns. Wow, that's my biggest bull to date. He looks like he's a nice 6x6, and he's kind of got some wild tails, so we got some steaks and some meat for the freezer. Right on. Well, I got my 2023 bull. He's my biggest bull to date. He's a nice 6x6. We hunted hard. I booked 2 weeks off work, and I've been going hard. We probably put on, I don't know, maybe 75 kilometers already, give or take. And I come in all the way around from the north. We got a southeast wind, so I stayed downwind of them. And all of a sudden I seen about 6 or 8 cows start coming through the trees at me. And I heard him screaming in behind him, so I knew this was one of the herd bulls. Lo and behold, he stepped out. It was about 240 yards, and I drilled him. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with him. Hopefully we don't get to wait another 14 years to get drawn again, but if it is, so be it. It's that's the golden ticket that you wait for.
So we're going to give you guys a recap of our 2023 archery mule deer hunt here in Saskatchewan. Tyler Benjaminson and I, we had some really good encounters this year. The deer numbers were down this year big time, and there was a lot of smoke actually that when we were out spotting from some of the forest fires that it blew in, and it made it really tough to see through your spotting scopes and binoculars. So we had our challenges, but we did come across some decent deer eventually. Colin Pinsman, actually a buddy of ours, he was out farming, helping a farmer, and he said he seen this pretty good deer. So Tyler went out the next day and had a look at him, and yeah, he was definitely a shooter. He wanted to take him. He called me and I went and gave him a hand. I was running camera for him, and we didn't have much of wind that day. He went and talked to the farmer. We got permission. It was in a standing canola crop. And we went down the sprayer tracks at him, and we stalked him. We got to 30 yards, and then I think it was about 20 yards. There was two pretty good ones there that he wasn't sure which one he was going to take. I think he turns around and he asked me which one should he take, and I think we both kind of said if either one stands and gives an opportunity that he was going to take the shot. When Tyler stood and drew back, his bow made a funny click. And we don't know if there was a piece of straw stuck in it or if his arrow fell off the rest. But when he released the arrow, his arrow took a funny little dive a bit and shot low on the deer.
I hit him, didn't I? I think I did.
So that was a bit of a heartbreaker. We sat that day on that deer for about 8 hours, and it was hot, so we were pretty dehydrated. So that was a missed opportunity, but that's archery hunting for you.
That must have hit the canola.
It was my turn, and I was back out spotting again, put on lots of miles.
You can see the smoke from all the forest fires is just thick today. It actually makes using the spotting scopes pretty hard.
And it's always fun. I really enjoy it when you're out spotting for animals. You see, we've seen some moose. There's one with a little drop tine. There was a pack of coyotes. I think there was 5 of them, and they were running along this coulee edge. And I think they were hunting in a pack. I don't know if they were hunting mice, but it's just neat to sit back and watch some of these animals in their element and take it all in. So those are all good encounters. Funny story was Mom was going to work one day, and she seen this deer here actually. She said, I've never seen a deer so tall and unique looking. He was kind of goofy, so that piqued my interest. I went out that evening to have a look at him. And I never did find him that evening, but I came across him the next morning. He was probably 2 miles south of where he was. And so I called Tyler, and he came around camera for me, and we watched. He was actually with 2 other bucks, same thing in a canola field. They were bedded down in some swaths. But then I watched them go into this kind of an L-shaped bush, and they walked in the tip of it and watched them bed down. So we made a game plan. We had a really good win that day. It was in our favor, so we snuck right in on them. It was funny. There was one little shooting lane that I had an opportunity at, and we got into about 14 yards, and we could see their horns and see them bedded down. And there was 2 other bucks, and they were a little bit further. There was this Y-shaped tree that I had an opportunity to shoot through. That deer read the script, but he actually started quartering away a little sooner than what I thought. And when I released the arrow, it was off the mark a little bit and hit him a little far back, and it went up inside of him, and he was hurting. He actually hunched up and he took a few steps and turns around, and he was going to bed down right back to where he initially was, I think. And I knocked another arrow quick, and I put the second one right through the Boilermaker. And and the rest was history.
Well, I got my 2023 archery mule deer. Hunted hard this year. There's a bunch of us, few buddies here that we went out spotting, and none of us could find anything really great. There was a few decent ones, and it was pretty hot up to this point. We did a stalk on him in this bush, and we got to about 14 yards from him, and there was two other ones with him. And I got to an opening between some trees where I had a good shot, clear shot at him, and he got up and he started walking out, and he was quartering away, and I made a little bit of a bad shot. I hit him a little far behind, and it went up into him. He was really hurting, but I put another one in him, and we got him. So he's kind of a unique buck. He's really tall, he's pretty heavy, and yeah, I'm happy with him.
Bushnell presents Prairie Pursuit, brought to you by Bushnell, built for the pursuit. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. JB Sausage Supply, your one-stop shop. Nordic Lodge, where friends become family. North Pro Sports, performance archery and arms. And these fine sponsors